Hey, it's Joe Glines, the Automator, another episode of what we automated this week with AutoHotkey. Now, I made a couple changes inside Prompt Assistant to my command that launches this. This is Prompt Assistant. Recently modified files. Let's go customize this. I'll show you real quickly here. So, jump down to here, recently modified files. So now, when I click that, it's going to launch the recently modified file script, which it normally does. It's also going to launch my webcam reminder and check if OBS is running. If it's not running, it will launch OBS. Clearly, I'm running OBS, so OBS will not be kicked off, but it will normally. So back to Tools, recently modified files. Of course, I could assign a hotkey to do that. So bam, now I don't have to go launch them individually. I'm good at some point. I'll add in my DPI. Let me go ahead and hit my hotkey to bump up the DPI. That one right now is triggered off a hotkey, so I have to change some code to make it just run on that where, well, we know how to change it by monitor, so I'll have to figure out how to say this monitor change the DPI for me automatically. Oh, and now the DPI changed. I gotta move that guy out of the way. There we go. All right, 106 files. Let's get into it. Biofeedback. We launched some interesting tools. Yeah, we created interesting overall tutorials, and used an enterprise license where the person installing it is going to have one license, and it does a license check only the first time it's run, and it ties it to that motherboard and the Windows ID, the version of Windows that has like an ID. So it uses the two of those things to register itself into the registry, and then it will check for that going forward. It doesn't have to be online to go check to see if you have a valid license, because our client, they said their users are not, they're not online. So this will allow us to do it once, and as long as those things are there, it doesn't do an actual online registry check. If that's not there, if the registry is missing that value that we've hashed, then it goes online and tries to validate the license. That's pretty cool. But we built a lot of tools for them. Danny's working on the radiologist we work with a lot. He's built some tools himself that he wants to sell, so we're going to make him help us make a video to help document that. Been doing a lot of stuff for the biofeedback client. It's a lot of nuanced stuff in automating that program, so it's overall not that overly helpful. We did migrate their email servers yesterday, which was not fun. Changing it from Google back to our private servers. That took a while to do. So here's Danny's work and stuff that he's doing. He's automated a lot of his reports, incorporating AI along the way. It's very cool stuff. And then Isaiah works with Jeff, doing stuff on LinkedIn and HubSpot, and automating sales emails and reaching out to people. Okay, so AutoHotkey's Lookup tool. The one tool, like I said, we're not converting our scripts to V2. You can have V1 and V2 installed, at the same time. That's fine. It does make it a little more complicated. We have them both installed, but our HK string lookup tool in V1 is amazing, and it's really, really helpful if you forget your hotkeys and hot strings. And so I said, okay, at some point, that's the only one I really plan to convert to V2, because some people want only V2 scripts. And I pushed it into Claude and used my V1 to V2 project, and it's getting close, but it still isn't running yet. But I had those other calls I had to jump on, so I didn't get to finish that. But I created a project that had our let me launch the browser real quick. All right, so I'm looking at the V1 version, which does run. Now this tool, when I run it, so it shows the hotkeys and hot strings, but you can choose those different options. This is why I love this tool. I can filter by hotkeys or hot strings. I can type, and it will filter my list of what's there. But what I was doing, let me show you that, was in Claude. I created a project. Now you do have to be a paid member for this, the $20 a month. So here I have the V1 to V2 scripts, and I gave it some instructions as well to follow. So I put my scripts into here. Here's that one I was working on. And it's actually set. Yeah, it looks like it's it. But it's I haven't finished it yet, but it was doing a pretty good job of converting my V1 to V2 script. And Claude, I'd still say Claude right now is the best V2, at least the one I found. I know there's other ones now that are at least doing it. Deep Research and Grok are two that are come to mind. But yeah, so I'm trying to convert that one to a V2 script. These are all files that came with that one. AI clone speak. This was interesting. We had no, this one's still working fine. It was the interpreter that was acting up. But this uses 11 labs to clone a person's speech, which is really cool. Auto-save. So this one, we should have it out pretty soon. It will remember. If you are in the open or save dialog box, it'll look at your window title, and then you can tell it, hey, for this, if this window title exists and I'm saving a file, navigate to this folder for me. Same thing with the open, so it works in the open or save dialog. Like in Canva, I'm often creating the thumbnails for our videos, and I always save them in the same spot. Why do I have to navigate to it? Because I'm never in the same one. That folder was never the right one when you go to the open or save dialog. So it really saves time with that. This image converter, this one, we've got it. I'm not going to demo it, but you can now drag in multiple files. You can tell it which file type you want it to be in, and it will just convert them into the file format. If you happen to have files of the same name, and one's a JPEG and one's a BIF or a BMP in the same folder, and you want to convert to PNG, it'll overwrite the last one. Now, we could have done some error handling for that and maybe added an index to it or something, but it's a $4.99 tool. So I figure most people, if you realize you have the same files, the same folder, they're the same picture, and so we might as well just convert the first one and not all the others. Anyway, if you ever have to convert a lot of files, and this handles all of these formats. So this is the WebP. That was one I didn't have a way to edit. So the WebP files I can drag in here. But if you have a BMP or a PNG or whatever, and you want to convert them into whichever is in this list, so it'll convert them for you using FFmpeg. Remove metadata. This one, there was something weird with it. I forget what it was, but it was acting a little weird. But now I think we've gotten that fixed. Oh yeah, removing metadata is far more complicated than you can possibly imagine. No, it's really complicated. The meta tags are stored like embedded in the file, so you have to re-render the file. So it generates a new file, re-rendering it, and then we verify that the new file exists properly and delete the old file. Well, something was changed in the script where it was not deleting you end up with a copy of it, and I said no, I don't want to have a copy of it, so now we replace the original file. So that one has been updated. I don't know what Irfan's doing in here. Let's Geek Dude, which we're gonna we'll make a video at some point on that library. Geek Dude showed up in the hero call, and Isaiah was working through them and talking to Geek Dude about them, but very, very cool examples. So Isaiah, maybe we can go extract that, because we've changed the hero group where now we can, if we choose to extract key parts, maybe we'll go extract that bit, and then we don't have to go recreate the videos, because it takes a lot of time, obviously. But it'll be, less focused. Anyway, so those are, wow, was that really it? All the Geek Dude examples, file renamer, yeah, this one still isn't, this cleaner tool isn't quite ready to release yet. The project invoice calculator, I wasn't aware we made an update to that. I suppose we did. Simple menu for this one, we converted to V2, so it allows you, let me see if I can, actually we can see it right there. Well, that'll work too. Let's scroll down. So here I have my list of text, right? And when you run it, you needed a hotkey. So right now I'm using browser back, but you can change the hotkey, and it will display that text and then send which one you select. So it's super simple, just to show how easy it is in AutoHotkey to get kind of those things available. So if you have a list of things you're typing a lot, you can throw them into a GUI in no time and have them at your fingertips. We're going to make another bot for the other Telegram groups that we're now admins on, so it'll auto-send reminders. This one, I've still got to work on it. Hero Room has I cannot disable the waiting room. So when you run the script, it will auto-add people in the waiting room, which is great. Unfortunately, because I start the call early, it starts adding people before the hero call. And so I have a script to launch this thing, but start it in paused, not suspended. And it was still, I obviously did something wrong because it was still letting people in, but it's pretty cool because it will automatically, I don't have to manually watch the people in the waiting room. And here's Irfan was saying we need to adjust this thing to remind people of the hero call changes, but this is one that people can run on their own computers, not the Telegram bot. So this one, if you ever want to have a notify reminder on a base certain time of the week, this tool, it's from our hero call, but you can go through and put in when you want to get notified, and this, so it's easy to tweak is the point, right? So you can have a little notification on your computer, just have it running, and it just makes it really easy to put a reminder up. So that one is available for download. It doesn't give you access to the hero group. You have to know how to join the call, but this is just a simple reminder. So we did make it where if you knew the Zoom call, the people put in the URL. But yeah, because that's only for hero members. We don't actually include that in the download. Wow, that did I miss a spot in here? That seems like that went crazy fast. I guess because we did a lot of focused on client work. I guess that's what it is. Unfortunately, we had a lot of fires and things to deal with this week, so we didn't get to play as much in our scripts. But if you have some projects you want work on, the guys are quite amazing. That's why I started hiring people years back. I hired Maestrith when I realized he could do in minutes what would take me a week, like seriously, and it's better code and more robust. Isaiah and Irfan are both at that level where they're very good and saves a crazy amount of time. But if you, of course, don't want to spend the money, the hero program is so cheap for what you get. We have 3 hours of calls a week, and it's a great program to join, and you get 25% off our other stuff. So if you're considering purchasing our courses, you get 25% off our courses, or if you want to hire us to do projects or whatever, or have a consultation call, then you get 25% off of that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and look out for that video on the Web 2 tool from Geek Dude. I thought it was it's really powerful, and it's going to make it very easy to build pretty looking GUIs with AutoHotkey. All right, thanks for watching. Cheers.